We have a voicemail number. That number is 219-2-DAVID-P. Here is a mind-blowing voicemail with a hypothesis about how I didn't get COVID, but my girlfriend did, as I talked about last week. I don't know that anything in this voicemail is based in science, but it is an entertaining hypothesis. Let's listen to it together.
Hey, David, I listened to your show on your girlfriend with the COVID exposure, and I have a possible solution for you. It wasn't an issue of her infecting you. It was an issue of you infecting her.
Okay.
Your brother and you share the same genetics. In all probability, you picked it up from your brother. What I'm finding here around me is that people that have got high levels of protection are still picking up the virus, and they can still extrude virus in microdoses, essentially, is how to think about it.
Extrusion of microdoses. Wow.
But they're not producing enough for the viral protein to trigger the COVID tests. So in your situation where your girlfriend seemed better than worse type of situation, what I think happened was your brother infected you guys when you were in the car. When you went home, her genetics responded her way, your protection and genetics responded its way, and since your brother and you obviously share the same.
So all of this is absolutely fascinating and entertaining. I don't know that there's anything here based in science. So like one idea, first of all, the idea that it's my brother who was the exposure point. My brother tested after this. It doesn't seem like he had COVID. It doesn't seem like he had it, nor that he got it. The other thing is, I don't know that there's any evidence that if you're exposed by someone with whom you share genetic material, like a brother, that you're less likely to get it from them than an exposure from a person with whom you don't share genetic material. It's endlessly entertaining. I just don't know that there's any facts here.
It's very similar. So during that time frame, you were sick. You weren't sick enough to actually produce enough protein to trigger the positive test. She was.
Remember, the test is looking at viral RNA, not viral protein, as we talked about yesterday. So there's some question marks here about this explanation.
Reacting to that because you guys both work from home and you're both in such a closed space and you're living as a couple, you essentially were microdosing her on a regular basis. So it was a situation of very little over a long period of time. That's why she had her ups and downs.
It's fascinating. I don't know that there's anything there that's actually backed by science, but a fascinating explanation. On today's bonus show, the U.S.-Russia talks have ended and no progress has been made. We will also talk about the first ever heart transplant from a genetically edited pig. Fascinating. And John Ossoff will introduce a bill banning members of Congress from trading individual stocks. All of those stories and more on today's bonus show. Sign up at joinpakman.com and we will see you then.